Hello and welcome to our June garden tour. So it's on the late end of June, and Georgie and I are here in the vegetable patch. We're going to be doing some harvesting for dinner tonight, a little salad for dinner. But I realize I haven't shown you around the vegetable patch, I don't think, since we did like our marathon planting day. So come on in. It's looking really, really good. We've been getting so much rain. Just the sky has been opening up and it's just been crazy how much rain we've been getting, flattening things all over the place. But honestly, it's been fantastic. You know, the slugs have loved it, but we're staying on top of it, and so I think it's been okay. So our first beds here, we have some sorrel. This is a perennial green, and it's gone to seed. I think I might actually remove the sorrel, harvest this and then remove it, or maybe plant it somewhere else. I just really like having this bed for different types of lettuces. So this is a salad bowl lettuce that we have here, and this has been fantastic. I absolutely love this. It's a really nice mild leaf. So that's just great. This is wonderful for tacos. It's great for, you know, salads, as the name would suggest. And it's just it's a really great, you don't want this. You tried this yesterday. You want it? No, she just wants peas. We also have a little bit of this red leaf lettuce in the front here. I just kind of tucked all of these lettuces wherever we had some space. And these are so good. So this red velvet lettuce is a little bit more like bitter, I guess. So it has a little bit more of that kind of endive quality to it, but it's really, really nice. And I really love adding that as a little, like for some bulk in salads and things. But burritos, a little bed to put your enchiladas on. These are so, so nice. So that's that bed. Here we have a bed of dino kale, lacinato kale. And oh, I just love these. When we put them in, they were just teeny, teeny, teeny little guys. And now they've really grown, but the slugs have found them. And you can see there are a bunch of slugs on there. You don't need to see that because it's not pretty. But yeah, they've done really well. I don't think I'm going to pick any of these right now because we have all this kale, some curly kale. In this bed here, we have a bunch of begonias, and I'm so happy that we put these in here. So this bed gets the most amount of shade. You know, we live in a deciduous woodland on a mountain, on the side of a mountain. And so growing vegetables is tricky, but this, you know, this bed has, you know, we wanted to make it all even and balanced. And so this bed just hasn't really performed. We tried borage, we did pansies, we've tried lettuces and kale, I think. Anyway, nothing has really worked. And it was just kind of sitting here and it just looked kind of sad. So we decided this year to fill it with begonias, and I think they look really, really beautiful. And it makes me happy whenever I see this bed filled up and they're looking really healthy. Plus, slugs tend to leave those alone. So now we'll arrive at this little one's favorite bed. So this is our pea bed. These are Oregon sugar pod peas. And we have so many pods. And Georgie is obsessed. We okayed it with her vet. It's a great healthy snack, and she would agree. Here you go, little lady. Yeah. She could just eat them all day long. What do you think? There you are. So we switched cameras, ran out of storage. You know the drill. So we have tons and tons of these Oregon sugar pod peas. They are beautiful and huge, and they came up so early. So I really, really love that. But we cannot bring them inside because either we or Georgie eats them, all of them, before we get them in. But yeah, it's just loaded, absolutely loaded with them, which is really, really fun. I love it when things start to come in, you know, it's such a wonderful time in the garden, June, you know, because things are starting to happen. So here we have some cucumbers. These are the Diva cucumbers. So they're kind of a perfect little slicer cucumber. The cucumbers we had last year were great. we loved them, but a little bit thicker skinned, and the seeds were a little bit larger inside of the cucumber. So it, sorry, I can't help it. She wants more. Here you go, baby. Good girl, mama. So these ones have a thinner skin, and the inside is a little bit easier for slicing and adding to sandwiches and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to try those. Here we have another kale bed, and this is our winter boar kale, a curly kale. This is so, so lovely. And yeah, I've talked about this before, but kale is just one of those that we absolutely love, have all the time, add it to smoothies. Some people don't really are baffled by kale and don't know how to make it taste good or something like that. And I think for smoothies, one of my favorite things to do is it's about kind of that consistency. So blending up, and if you have like a high speed blender, blending up some kale. You got another one? Here you go. But blending the kale with some water or some like almond milk or something like that to start off, just to get all of that kale nice and blended, so you're not drinking like chunks of leaves, and then get that nice and smooth, and then start adding your frozen stuff in there. And I think that the look of something can kind of affect the way we experience the flavor of it. So when I'm doing kale and something, I try to kind of make it more of a green smoothie. So I'll do it with pineapple, mango, bananas, things like that. Add maybe a little bit of turmeric or something. But that's a really great way to do it. So you're not getting like a brown sludge. You know, if you add it with a bunch of other berries, it'll just turn into a purpley browny kind of sludge. And sometimes if you don't blend it up first, it'll create little chunks of leaves. So if you don't want that, which I don't think any of you want chunky sludge, then try that little hack of blending these first with some water or whatever kind of like almond milk or whatever you're using, and then add as you go. So I'm gonna pick a few more of these peas, and then we'll grab some kale. I don't want to spoil your dinner, baby. Okay, one more. Here you go. There you go. Now we're going to grab a few leaves here. Some of these were bent back in the storm. If you're making these a little salad with kale, then massaging it with some salt is really helpful after you cut it up. Just kind of squeeze it out almost as if you're kind of trying to get the water out of it with a little bit of salt, lemon juice. That'll help to make it nice and tender. And it's great in salads. That should be enough, I think. Perfect. So here we have our herb bed. This is a really sweet bed. We have echinacea or coneflower. We have That's these two. We have some thyme in the front. We have a lovely marigold all the way around, some sage, some summer savory that's starting to flower, these beautiful little lilac colored flowers, oregano, and some lemon balm. Then we just potted up this herb kind of container. I think it's really, really pretty. So it has a woolly thyme as the spiller here. And then this is a red xoxo. This is a lemon verbena, really nice. I like using this for teas. This is a rue, and that one on the tag just said not to touch it with bare skin. Always wear gloves when you're using that. Apparently it has toxins that are released in the sunlight. Then we have this, I think it was called an ivory, or tricolor sage. Beautiful, it almost looks like ivory halo foliage. It's got some purple stems as well that are beautiful. And then some chives here, kind of has that grassy texture. But I think it's really, really pretty. What do you think, Georgie? Let me try and scooch by this little beast. So this bed here is all beets and that red velvet lettuce. They are starting to bolt, but they should be all right. And this, yeah, just a really lovely bed to have. with tons and tons of lettuce and all kinds of beets. So that's nice. Starting over here, we planted up tons of vegetables. These were everything that was basically left over. We planted in the side here. So more of that kale, tons of zucchinis. Careful, baby. Some eggplants here. And then, yeah, zucchinis. We have a little bit of rhubarb there in the side. So yeah, that should be fun. I'm gonna chuck this in our compost. One sec. Oh, she's after me. Ish. Oh, excuse me. Can I help you? Can I help you? Okay. She's like singular focus. These are the super snappy peas. The rain really did a number here. So we might have to come in with a few more twigs to kind of help these along. But yeah, I'm excited about those. And then we have another little cluster of pots here. So this is these are a few more of those diva cucumbers. We have some chocolate peppermint. I love that. That is so cool. Some ace bell peppers, and they are coming along. If you look in here, there's tons of peppers that are really starting to form. Do you mind? Can I get by you? Excuse me, baby. Excuse me. Okay. She's obsessed. Hi. 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 Yes, okay. I don't know if you can see here. I'll try and pull this out. Can you see? Look. Look at that pepper. That is how our peppers looked, I think, in October of last year. So it's really nice to have them looking much bigger right now. Yeah. And there's a bunch more forming, so that'll be nice. And these are just wild grapevines that we plugged in here. Okay, so you can come along this way. So this bed here was all okra, and I think it just wants a whole lot of water because they started to kind of die back one at a time, which was kind of sad. But now that we've gotten so much rain, the ones that are left are looking pretty good. Getting nibbled on, but looking pretty good. And then we have our butter crunch butter. That just says yellow squash, and then it says salad bowl lettuce. Butter, it's something butter. But so that's a yellow squash, and I think that'll be really good. And hopefully this is a Clemson okra. I'm from the South, so I love okra, and I'm really hoping that does something. Here are our favorite zucchinis that we've grown so far. These are Dunja zucchinis, D-U-N-J-A, and then all around it we have it kind of ringed with the salad bowl lettuce, red velvet, and then just a kind of standard arugula. So that's great. And it looks like a lot of the zucchini is starting to take shape. Let me help you. Okay. I don't know if that was any better, but look how giant these are looking. These just got this big in the last few days, but it's already forming up with tons of zucchini, which I'm really excited about. We have so many tomato seedlings that have come up from last year. So we've been pulling them because, you know, they're all over the place. They're in all of the beds. But we've left a few of them because they just came up like crazy. But I'm just going to pick some of this arugula. I love the smell of arugula as you pick it. That fresh, like, it makes my mouth water. It's so delicious. That peppery quality of the arugula. Yum, yum, yum. And the past few years, we've really struggled with arugula. I think it was because we sowed some of it. We did some direct seeding of the arugula last year. And I think as soon as they came up, they were eaten. But I'm really happy that we have these. It's great. Here we have a little raspberry. What variety is this? Boyne? Boyne? Boyne raspberry. So that'll be hopefully nice, and it's in a little barrel, so it'll be contained. We have our tomato structures here, which last year the structures themselves, the wood that we got was a little bit too far gone, and so we just gathered it from the property, and they kind of like broke during some of the rainstorms and some of the kind of higher windstorms later in the season when the tomatoes were really big and heavy. So that was not great. So this year we dug them in really, really deep, and we made them a little bit taller. So that's wonderful. And we're just kind of weaving them around. So as they get taller, which they've really gotten taller because it's been so rain, they've been getting so much water from the rain. And oh, there's a cucumber beetle. Oh, we have tons of cucumber beetles. They look like little circus performers, cucumber beetles. But yeah, we have them here all the time. All the gardeners around here struggle with cucumber beetles. So basically, as they grow and put on so much growth and the warmth and the rain, we just kind of weave them up these pieces of twine. One tip here is so you bury the twine underneath at the end of the string, underneath the root ball, and then dig the hole pretty deep, put the plant in there with the twine underneath, and then tie the twine up, and then, wrap it around. But make sure you get really, really good, strong twine, because we made the mistake of having not great twine, and it's broken a bunch. That's not fun. But there's tons of sun gold tomatoes that are already forming. So this year we only did sun gold tomatoes because that's really our favorite. And we have such a short growing season that's perfect for that. And the flavor of those is incredible. So let me show you this little cluster of pots here. Like I said, we have the cucumber. We have some really sweet, this is a Thai hot pepper. But look at how sweet the little peppers are. Do you see there's like hundreds of them on there? I love that. It's so, so sweet, and tons more flowers. Then we have more of the ace. More peppermint, some amazel basil there. So over here we have our bean bed, and the last few years we've been kind of alternating between planting our beans on the sides, that side and then this side of the fence, so it would climb up, but they just really didn't like it back there. So we decided to dedicate a whole bed to them this year. There are some lightning bugs on there. That's kind of sweet. Anyway, so yeah, they're coming up beautifully. We have the bush beans in the front. Then we have the climbers. We didn't make the structure super high, so we'll have to see about that. But we have Celine, we have a nor'easter, we have carminate and seashell. And the germination on this side is not as great because I've had those seeds for 4 years maybe. Over here we have tons of zinnias, and we have some straw flowers, some cresspedia, nasturtiums, and I'm so glad that we've planted so many, and I'm so glad that they're coming up and doing stuff. They're already blooming. So we have a state fair blend of zinnias that I started from, all of this was started from seed, obviously. And then we have a giant lavender, and then we have the Cinderella peach. So that's just so much fun. Over here, tons of cosmos, and then we have tons and tons of ferns on the property. As you can see over here, it's not a beautiful view through the fence, but the ferns are just gorgeous. I really, really love them. And I know some fern experts, and they kind of helped us to figure out some of the different types of ferns that we have, like delicate fern, interrupted fern, Christmas fern that looks like little stockings, Christmas stockings. Here we have some corn. This one is the solstice, and only one of them didn't come up, so that's really good. But they're looking happy. Over here we have some more cucumbers. These were some older seeds, and those are gonna climb up the fence. all of our pumpkins. We have a cinnamon girl pumpkin, a baby boo. We have some potatoes that came up from last year. So that should be interesting. And then tons of tomato seedlings. So I think in the side areas, I think we're just gonna let those just go ahead and do their thing. Here we have another bed of the Dunya zucchini, just because we know that we love it and we want to make sure that we have enough of it. And again, tons of red velvet lettuce in there as well. In the back of the border, you saw us like prepping this area and planting it up, but I think it's looking wonderful. So we have tons of this apricot lemonade Cosmo that is so, so pretty. Oh my gosh, these ones are kind of going over a little bit, but it looks almost iridescent. It is so gorgeous. I just love it. Tons of this pampas plume celosia that's coming through. All of our zinnias are looking really, really good. The dahlias in the back are coming through. I planted tons of the heavenly blue morning glory, some sweet peas that you saw me start from seed. I planted those in the back and they're starting to climb up, so I'm so excited about those. We put a bunch of compost in there, so that should be really good. And then we have these Surefire red begonias. Oh my gosh, those Surefire begonias are so crazy. They just perform so beautifully. Look at it, like they're just such a bright pop. It made me want to put so many more in there. Just gorgeous. So back here we have tons of newts and toads and frogs and all kinds of things. So that hopefully is helping us with our slug problem. And we have tons of birds that fly all around. You can probably hear them right now. But I think we're gonna add some water. I'd love to add, there's like a few areas around the property that I'd love to add some water just to encourage more wildlife. I mean, there's tons of wildlife, but you know, give the frogs and newts and toads a place to, you know, make lots of babies. Here's another one of our tomatoes, and this one was put in earlier, so the tomatoes are much bigger, and they're already starting to form fruit, which is just so exciting. I saw it earlier and I freaked out. But oh, I want to ask you this. It looks like it's going to start raining again. Okay, we'll try and hurry up and finish this tour. Okay, if you can come here, I just want to ask you a question. This like turtle looking bug, see them right here and here? They have they look like prehistoric kind of insects. They have a hard shell. They might fly away, but they just, can you see it? What is this? They're on the eggplants, they're on the tomatoes. It seems like they like the soft, kind of tender leaves, but they look like they're just little turtles, kind of like in a star position. And they kind of move around like this. Growing up in the South, we had like horseshoe crabs, and you know, they look like these crazy little prehistoric kind of crabs that you see in the ocean. And these kind of have that look. They kind of move like this. They're crazy. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, what is that? They have a little antenna. So if you know what that is, please enlighten us. I really want to know what that is. Okay, in the back, tons more stuff. The only thing that's not doing well is the supertunias. We put in the Vista Fuchsia, which matches my dress. But yeah, just not doing well at all. It's just the slugs love them so, so much. We put in, I think it's like I was gonna say cherry cordial, but I think I'm making that up. The verbena over there, and it's doing okay. Our dahlias are starting to bloom. They're all budded up, so that's fantastic, but I've seen slugs on the actual dahlias, and I've seen a couple of earwigs too. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'm hoping that we planted enough, because I think we planted 30 back here, that they'll kind of push through and do something. But yeah, we also have some snapdragons. They've kind of fallen over in the rain, but this one is really beautiful. I'll pop back here and just show you. Here's more of that State Fair zinnia. Really bright, vibrant color, really pretty. I'm excited to see everything exploding. I've told you this before, but my dream is just to have this wall of color in the back of the vegetable patch. So please send positive energy, send love, so that happens for me. I want that dream to come true. Gosh, there are a lot of slugs on this dahlia. Oh my God. I'm not gonna show you though, because it looks nasty. But there's so many on this one that has fallen over. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, we need to start lashing these to the fence back here. But look, the sweet peas are climbing up. So here's this little snappy looking so pretty. I like that color. It was supposed to be a red, but this one is decidedly not red. It's very pretty though. It's a very pale kind of color. I would love to know what variety that is, because it would be great to put that in the cottage garden actually. Okay. Let's get these going. See, look, this little sun golden tomato. Look at it. Look how cute. Oh my goodness, like a little button. Isn't that cute? Let's help these along. I don't think I've ever, there was a cucumber beetle. I don't think I've ever waited long enough for like a full thing of these tomatoes to ripen. Because I love them so much. I eat them as soon as I see them. They're just like candy. Oh, okay, so apparently I'm bleeding again. There's these bugs that bite me and they like make me bleed really bad. So sorry about that. I'm gonna have to go in a minute and clean that up. Hope it's not too distracting. Okay. So over here we have more of the status. We have straw flowers, crispidia. We have some more of the nasturtiums. We have some morning glory that's climbing up. The heavenly blues are really a favorite of the slugs. So the morning glories have been kind of tough. But yeah, more volunteer potatoes, which is fun. Some more of the Zinderella peach zinnias. And I like that those are kind of a range of different colors in the kind of apricot orangey family. I really like that. And I like that there are different shapes and things too. Then we have other zinnias all throughout, and then cucumbers, cantaloupe, pumpkins, winter squash over there in the corner. So I'm hoping that all of this just takes over and can climb up the back. So again, we have that really beautiful wall. If it's not totally color, but at least it'll kind of hide the fence, because I don't love those ranch panels, but they're great for keeping out the deer. Here's our eggplant bed, and these are looking really great considering, because they were completely, just absolutely decimated. It's like almost like we were talking about how we're just treating them as a trap crop, because they were just getting eaten by everything. Everything except slugs. Actually, it was the only thing that wasn't eating them, but specifically those little guys that I was telling you about. And then also the cucumber beetle was all over them. Just in every single little like furl of a leaf, there would be 2 or 3 cucumber beetles. They'd be trying to have babies too in there. I was like, you guys, calm down. Like, find another hobby. But I'm really excited about these. They're Turkish delight, I think, or just Turkish. And then the other half is dancer. So I'm excited about those. I really love the way that they look, and I think they're really delicious. I think they're fantastic. Back here we have more of the same, but we have some perennial cornflowers, which are lovely, and some ammi, or some Queen Anne's lace. And I think that's pretty much it. One of the dahlias is starting to open if you want to come and look at that. I think that's the David Howard. But that one is really, really nice. It's got deep red stems, and you can see that little orange bloom coming out there. So yeah, it's just a fun space, and it makes me so, so happy. Here, I'll show you how I kind of wrap this around. So you take the twine and then just kind of wrap it around like that. And then you can come through and, break off the little side shoots, and you can even kind of get rid of some of these, especially at the base. But yeah, it's such a fun space, and it makes me so, so happy that it's doing so well this year. That feels really good. I'm really happy with how much we've learned, how we've adapted year on year based on the conditions, based on kind of everything that we have going on. Pests, diseases, we planted much less in terms of the zucchini plants and the tomato plants than we had done, which is surprising, because just with 6 instead of, I think we had 10 in here last year, it's almost half, we we still have, I mean, it looks completely full. So yeah, just you live and you learn, and it's just so much fun. And I love that every single day we come out here for our lunch to gather things for salads and stuff. That's just, yeah, that's really, really fun. And making all kinds of different, you know, pestos and dips with the herbs. That's nice too. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been so nice to be here and hang out in the garden with you. Let me know what that bug is, if you know, please, because you've been so helpful with so many other things. So please let me know if you know what that is. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Okay, like if you like, subscribe if you're called to. And I'll see you again. All right, bye.